and I welcome you to Simplyclass. Actually, this is a platform where you can get all these study materials in a very qualitative form. So this is an online class platform for SSC, DSSSB, CTET, RTET, railways, and other competitions. So if you really want to get benefited by these courses, so better you register us now. So this is our English booster program, and whatever we are going to read in this class is going to be helpful for your all the competition exams. So in this Simplyclass students, actually we are trying to provide you with all the primary, with all the foundations of the grammar so that you can easily grab your opportunities in competitive fields. So what our course consists, actually this course is divided into two important parts. The first one is the primary one. Fine, in the primary one, we are going to give you all the detailed informations, notes, which you need to know so that your concepts can be clear. And in the second part, we are going to provide you with the important rules, the important questions which are often asked in your competition classes. So basically this class is a best combination of theoretical plus the utility of or the functional knowledge of all the grammar rules. So I hope you are going to enjoy these classes with us, right? You need not cram these rules with us. You are going to understand them. So this is a scientific way of explaining grammar. कहीं ना कहीं ग्रामर हम बहुत रटते आए हैं, रूल्स को रट लेते हैं, तो होता क्या है, या तो हमें रूल्स याद रहते हैं या फिर उनकी यूसेज. बट इन क्लासेस में जो हम कॉम्बिनेशन दे रहे हैं वहां पे आपको दोनों ही चीजों में बेनिफिट होने वाला है. आप इनकी यूसेज भी जानेंगे, इनकी थियोरी भी जानेंगे, जिससे कि आप किसी भी एग्जाम में इजीली उसे क्रैक कर सके. तो रटवाने का हमारे यहाँ पे काम नहीं है. तो चलिए स्टूडेंट्स, इसी के साथ में ये क्लास आज हम स्टार्ट करते हैं. And hope the screen is clearly visible to you. And before starting the class, don't forget to register yourself on www.simplyclass.in. This is the official website of us. If you really want to have any information, you can open this page and you can get all the ready informations there. So this is Ritu Chaudhary, your English teacher, and we are going to start this very first class with the introduction of the course which we are going to study, because we all must be aware that what we are really studying and why we are studying it. So without wasting our time, let's start with this class. And for full details, you can log into our website www.simplyclass.in. So I'm your mentor, Ritu Chaudhary. So before starting it, let's have the look at the curriculum of the English booster class. Fine. So these are the important topics which we are going to cover in our daily class. That is, we are going to start with the parts of speech, and a daily test will also be provided you so that you can practice them, because practice makes a man perfect. So after practicing, you are going to have all the rules in your mind. Then we will study about sentences, then noun, then in unit 4 pronoun, then verbs, models, then we will proceed to adjectives, then degrees of comparison, and later on with adverbs, determiners, conjunctions, prepositions, basic sentence pattern, that is SVOCA, then subject verb agreement, then voices, that is active and passive voice, then narration, that is direct and indirect speech, then parts of speech. Fine. So these will be the important topics which we are going to cover in this booster program. So grab this opportunity and do register yourself with us. Okay, so I welcome you to the first class of introduction of grammar, and let's see what is important in English. First of all, we must be clear that what this grammar is all about. So this grammar consists of these important basic topics, that is number 1, sentences. And as we all know, sentences are the basics of all the grammar. हमें पता है व्याकरण या ग्रामर के लिए सेंटेंसेस बेस होता है, फाउंडेशन होता है. जैसे ही आपके सेंटेंसेस के कंसेप्ट्स क्लियर हो जाएंगे, आप ये मान के चलिए कि 60% ऑफ योर ग्रामर विल बी क्लियर. आपको 60% रूल्स अच्छे से समझ में आ जाएंगे. Then second will be parts of speech. Parts of speech, we all know there are 9 parts of speech in modern grammar. Earlier these were 8. तो हम इन सारे 8-9 जो भी हैं, इन सबको हम पढ़ने वाले हैं हमारी क्लासेस में. Then we'll proceed to tenses. और tenses में 3 important हिस्से हैं: active and passive voice, direct, indirect speech, and subject verb agreement, which are very important for your competition purpose. आप चाहे छोटा सा एग्जाम दे रहे हो एलडीसी का, या फिर आप बहुत हाई लेवल पे एसएससी या किसी और कंपटीशन की तैयारी कर रहे हो, ये सब आपके काम आने वाली चीजें. देन इफ यू टॉक अबाउट द सेकंड इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ इंग्लिश, दैट इज कॉम्प्रीहेंशन. कॉम्प्रीहेंशन क्या होता है? समझना, किसी भी चीज को कॉम्प्रीहेंड करना. So there we are going to consist reading passages, then close test, then para jumble or sentence rearrangement or PQRS, which are mostly asked in your SSC exams. And the third, last but not the least, is vocabulary portion, which consists of synonyms, antonyms, then phrasal verbs, idioms, phrases, spelling tests, one-word substitutes, and much more. So students, this is our total classification of English. And here we are going to focus on the first part, that is grammar. Fine, so we are going to read all this. So without wasting time, let's begin with our class, elements of sentences. चलिए हम एकदम बेसिक से स्टार्ट कर रहे हैं. सेंटेंसेस के एलिमेंट्स पे हम चलते हैं. एंड एज यू ऑल कैन सी, आपके सामने एक डायग्राम भी, एक फ्लो चार्ट है, आप देख सकते हैं. स्टूडेंट्स, सबसे नीचे अगर हम देखें तो यहाँ क्या है? मॉर्फीम. एंड आई होप यू आर अवेयर ऑफ व्हाट आर मॉर्फीम्स. मॉर्फीम्स क्या होते हैं? Morphemes are the smallest significant unit of a grammar, of a sentence. Sentence जो है उसका सबसे छोटी मीनिंगफुल इकाई जो होती है वो morpheme कहलाती है. Fine. Later these morphemes they form word, फिर word से phrase बनेगा, phrase से clause बनेगा, and then clause will turn into a meaningful sentence. तो चलिए देखते हैं इन चीजों को, ये आखिर है क्या. देखिए, आप लोग सब लास्ट से देखना स्टार्ट कीजिएगा क्योंकि हम इससे ज्यादा बेहतर समझ पाएंगे. तो अगर हम फोनिक मार्क्स देखें नीचे नीचे, फोनिक मार्क्स यू ऑल नो दीज आर द फोनेटिक मार्क्स, और जो भी हमारे पंक्चुएशन मार्क्स होते हैं वो सब इसमें कवर होते हैं, लाइक फुल स्टॉप, कॉमा, सेमीकोलन, क्वेश्चन मार्क, फाइन, और एक्सक्लेमेटरी मार्क. दीज आर फोनिक मार्क्स. लेटर इससे ऊपर बढ़े तो देयर आर लेटर्स. I hope you all are aware how many letters are there in English. Right? कितने होते हैं? सबको पता है? 26. Okay. And how many alphabets are there? Yes. आप लोग सोच तो सकते हैं अल्फाबेट कितने होते हैं? These are not 26. Alphabets are only one. English में अल्फाबेट एक ही है, वो है A to Z. और 26 जो हम सोचते हैं, these are not alphabets, they are letters actually. वो letters होते हैं. चलिए, इन लेटर्स को मिला के बनता है स्टूडेंट्स मॉर्फीम. नाउ व्हाट इज मॉर्फीम? द स्मॉलेस्ट सिग्निफिकेंट यूनिट ऑफ मीनिंग्स. फाइन. देन मॉर्फीम्स क्या बनाएंगे? वर्ड, देन फ्रेज, एंड देन क्लॉज एंड सेंटेंसेस. सो इफ यू टॉक अबाउट दिस मॉर्फीम, अब ये मॉर्फीम क्या है? डोंट पैनिक बाय दिस डिफरेंट टर्म, क्योंकि ये बहुत रेयर टर्म है, हम अक्सर नहीं सुनते हैं. तो देखते हैं मॉर्फीम क्या है. For example, you all can see on your screen, there is an example named failed. Fine, F-A-I-L-E-D. And you all are aware of this word failed, मतलब fail होना, हार जाना किसी चीज में. Now, if we divide this word, so it can be divided into two important parts, that is fail plus E-D. Fine. Now, fail and E-D. अब इससे भी अगर ज्यादा हम ब्रेक करने की कोशिश करें तो ये सिर्फ लेटर्स में ब्रेक होगा, लेकिन उसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं निकलेगा. अब फेल जो है, दैट हैज अ कंप्लीट मीनिंग. ये एक ऐसा वर्ड है जिसका कंप्लीट मीनिंग है. दैट इज व्हाई दिस इज कॉल्ड अ फ्री मॉर्फीम. मतलब फेल्ड एक वर्ड है, उसे दो पार्ट्स में डिवाइड किया, फेल प्लस ईडी, ये मॉर्फीम्स है. fail और ed are morphemes. Fine. Then जो complete meaning जिसका निकल रहा है that is free morpheme. और ed जो है that depends on this fail word so that it can complete its meaning. That's why it is called bounded morpheme. Means it is dependent on the free morpheme. So I hope you are clear with this concept. Morpheme क्या होता है? Smallest significant unit है. दो parts में divide किया, जैसे free को किया या fail को किया, तो failed को fail plus ed, इससे ज्यादा हम इसे divide नहीं कर सकते हैं. और जो कंप्लीट मीनिंग देगा वो फ्री मॉर्फीम हो जाएगा, जो इनकम्प्लीट होगा दैट विल बी डिपेंडेंट और बाउंडेड मॉर्फीम. ओके, चलिए अब मॉर्फीम से मिलके बनेंगे वर्ड्स. नाउ व्हाट आर वर्ड्स? यस, व्हेन लेटर्स आर अरेंज्ड इन सच अ वे व्हेन दे गिव अस अ सिग्निफिकेंट मीनिंग. जब भी हम लेटर्स को इस तरह से अरेंज करें कि वो हमें कोई मीनिंग देगा, दे आर कॉल्ड वर्ड. So a sound or letter or group of words or letters that express a particular meaning is called word. Or meaningful unit of letters is also called word. इस पे हम ज्यादा नहीं जाएंगे, आप जानते हैं. So what are words? Actually, words frame part of speech. Fine. Words से ही क्या बनते हैं? Part of speech. As you all can see, it is visible here. Part of speech क्या होते हैं? Speech means बोलना. और पार्ट मतलब जो भी हम बोल रहे हैं, जो सेंटेंस हम बोल रहे हैं, when it is further divided into different parts, they are called part of speech. For example, there is a very common word, Ram is going to the school. Fine, Ram is going to the school. Now here, what we can say, Ram is a noun, is a verb, going is another verb, to is a preposition, then school is another noun. So these are important parts in which this sentence has been divided. Fine. So this is called a sentence, and these are called parts of speech. Fine. So how many parts of speech are there? They are 9. We'll start with noun, then noun, after noun there are verbs, then pronoun, then adverb, adjectives, prepositions, conjunctions, and interjections. Fine. And determiners is a recently added part of speech. Fine. Earlier it was part of adverbs only. So if we proceed further, let's have a quick look at all these things, what these parts of speech are. We are going to have a quick revision of it. Later we are going to discuss it in different classes too. So if we talk about noun, then what is noun? Noun is a naming word. Anything which you can name is noun. आप जिस भी चीज का नाम रख सकते हैं ना, वो सब noun होता है. फाइन. और ये डेफिनेशन तो आपने बचपन से सुनी होगी. Noun is a name of person, place, thing or idea. Fine. For example, you can see here there are lots of examples like Miss Rajni, Jaipur, rope, computer. These all are noun. So you can look around your room, whatever you can name is a noun. Then there are different parts of noun like common noun. Common noun, anything which is common, which has a common name, which is used for everyone. For example, you can see book, school, marker, computer, phone, backpack. These all are common things. So they are common noun. Then if we talk about proper noun, then what is proper noun? Name given to common noun. आप common noun का नाम रख दीजिए, that will be proper noun. है ना, कितनी मजेदार चीज. देखिए, book आपने बोला, that is common noun. लेकिन जैसे ही मैंने book की जगह बोला Lord of the Flies, fine, या God of the Small Things, ये book का नाम है. Now this is proper noun. आपने बोला school, school is a common noun. लेकिन जैसे आपने बोला the grammar school, तो now it is proper noun. आपने बोला कंप्यूटर, कंप्यूटर की जगह अगर आपने उसकी जगह बोला कि मैक कंप्यूटर, सो इट इज अ प्रॉपर नाउन. फोन, फोन नहीं बोल के आईफोन बोला. बैकपैक नहीं बोल के कुछ और. आपने टूरिस्ट स्पॉट ना बोल के आपने बोला ताजमहल. सो दीज ऑल आर मींस व्हाटएवर वी आर गोइंग टू नेम कॉमन नाउन, दैट इज कॉल्ड प्रॉपर नाउन. आपने गर्ल बोला, दैट इज कॉमन नाउन. लेकिन आपने जैसे ही नाम बोला सरिता, सो दैट इज proper noun. Then we are going to study about material nouns. all the materials like gold, silver, steel, brass, copper, iron, these all are material nouns. Then collective nouns are things which are always taken in a collection, like family, crowd, bunch, army, bouquet, fleet, team, class. तो जो भी समूह में होती हैं, ग्रुप में होती हैं, they are called collective noun. And the last but not the least, most important is abstract noun, things which we can't see, which we can't touch, but we can feel. So any idea or any concept or any knowledge or anything which we can feel, they all are named as abstract noun. For example, honesty, bravery, kindness, beauty. Fine. So you can't see beauty. आप कहोगे नहीं beauty दिखती है कि वो beauty. तो आप किसी suppose beautiful girl को देख के आप ये थोड़ी कहते हैं beauty चली आ रही है. आप बोलते हैं beautiful girl आ रही है. So you can't see that beauty, but you can feel that. आप बोलते हैं कि तुम्हारी आंखों में मुझे झूठ नजर आ रहा है, तो आप झूठ नहीं देख रहे हो. You can't see that lie, but you can feel it actually. है ना, हिंदी में तो हम बोल देते हैं कि नजर आ रहा है, but real में वो नजर नहीं आता. तो these are abstract noun. There are lots of example on your screen like honesty, bravery, kindness, beauty, laughter, judgment, youth, childhood, poverty, slavery. These all are examples of abstract noun. Then we will read about pronouns. Pronouns are the words which are used in place of noun, and that is why this pronoun is named as pronoun. Pro means for, fine, for, and noun means for noun. The words which are used for noun, for means instead of noun, in place of noun, noun की जगह पे use होते हैं. So we can see there are lots of pronouns: I, they, your, our, she, we, them, he, us, him, his, their, them, its. Means noun को जो भी replace कर रहा है, they all are pronouns. And we are going to read lot of pronouns like personal pronoun कौन सी होती हैं. Personal में भी what is first person, second person, third person. Then indefinite pronoun means what are indefinite pronouns and how they can be used. What is the difference between indefinite pronoun and indefinite adjectives? Demonstrative pronoun and difference between demonstrative adjectives. So we are going to read all these types of pronouns with a comparative study with adjectives too. Fine. So personal pronoun क्या होती है? First person कौन होता है? The person who is speaking, like I, we. What is second person? To whom we are speaking, जिससे बात कर रहे हैं, like you. And what is third person? The person who is absent and about whom you are speaking, जिसके बारे में बात हो रही है. Fine. तो ये सब हम पढ़ेंगे क्योंकि pronouns and especially this personal pronoun is very important for our error finding activities. Okay. So we are going to read about demonstrative. Demonstrative जो demo दे रहे हैं, जो प्रदर्शन कर रहे हैं, जो हमें show करके दिखा रहे हैं. Interrogative, which are asking questions. We are going to study all these things. Later we are going to read about empathetic and reflexive pronoun. Yes, these are very confusing pronouns because they are the same actually. Myself, himself, themselves, ourselves, herself. These all are examples of both these pronouns. But what is the basic difference? How to identify these? We are going to study in our program. Then what are indefinite pronouns? Then distributive pronouns. These all we are going to study. Now, adjectives. What are adjectives? So we all know adjectives are words which modify or qualify a noun or a pronoun. Noun या pronoun की जो भी quality बताएंगे वो सब adjectives होते हैं. As you can see here, आपको एक dice दिख रहा है, but it is of green color. है ना? तो इसकी विशेषता है. Then we can see a ghost, but it is transparent. The man, but he is old. House, which is haunted. So ये सारे जो haunted, old, transparent, green, these all are adjectives. And student, this is not adjective. इसे हम कैसे बोलेंगे? Adjective. Fine. The D is silent here. So we'll study about different types of adjectives, like adjectives of quality. कौन से होते हैं quality के? Then adjectives of number, quantity also. Then adjectives which are asking questions. So these are the interrogative adjectives. And later we are going to study about verbs. Yes, verbs. You are going to witness that verbs have never been so easy. Means these simply class is going to simplify verbs exactly the name suggests. Fine. So we are going to read what are verbs. So anything which we can feel or anything which exists or the state or anything which we do, all these things are called verbs. And as you can see in the diagrams also, the first one is reflecting what she is doing. Action dikha rahe hain. She is exercising. In the second one, you are going to see mom is helping Swati to do her work. In the third one, the boys are loading the bus. So these are the various activities which they are doing. So any activity, anything which is an action is called verb. Fine. So what somebody or something does, is, and feels is called verb. In the very first sentence, you can see Rohit dances well. Rohit dance karta hai acha. So it is an action. Fine. Then in second, Ronita is a doctor. So this is, it shows its state. ये उसकी state दिखा रहे हैं कि वो क्या है, उसकी existence क्या है. And the last one, the patient feels fine. It shows how he or the patient is feeling. So verbs are action, verbs are the state of being, matlab is, and verbs are what we feel. So we are going to study what are helping verbs. You must be aware, is, am, are, was, were are helping verbs. No, not exactly. Helping verb depends on the way they are working. Helping verb क्या होती हैं? Which are used along with the main verb. जो main verb की सहायता करती हैं, तभी तो helping नाम रखा है. तो helping verbs are those verbs which are helping other verbs. अगर मैं आपको बोलूं कि he is a doctor, तो आप इसको helping verb नहीं बता सकते because वहां पे सिर्फ एक ही verb है. So if we are having only one verb, then there is no helping verb. But if we are saying कि he is going to, now this is a helping verb because it is helping another verb that is going to. Fine. So हम ये सब पढ़ने वाले हैं, कोई confusion आपको नहीं रहेगा helping verbs को लेके. Then you must have heard about transitive verbs, verbs which take object with them. Later divided into three parts. Transitive verbs, this is what we call, yes, monotransitive, then ditransitive, and then complex transitive. Then we'll study about intransitive verbs, verbs which are sufficient in themselves. They don't need anyone to complete its meaning. But if required, they are only going to have adverbials with them. Fine. Then later we will study about linking verbs, verbs which take complement with them. And then adverb. Adverb, as the very name suggests, it adds something to the verb. But you are going to see that adverbs are not limited to adding to verb only, but they add to another adverb also, to another adjective also. Yes, it's quite strange ना. आप लोगों ने अभी तक सुना होगा adverb क्या होते हैं, जो verb की quality बताते हैं, उसको उसमें कुछ add करते हैं. But no, सिर्फ verb तक limited नहीं है adverb. वो किसी दूसरे एडवर्ब की भी क्वालिटी बता सकता है, वो किसी एडजेक्टिव की भी क्वालिटी बता सकता है. लाइक यू कैन सी राहुल प्लेज वेल. तो हियर प्लेज इज अ वर्ब एंड वेल जो है वो किसको मॉडिफाई कर रहा है, प्लेज को. फाइन. तो ये दूसरे वर्ब की क्वालिटी बता रहा है. इन द सेकेंड वन, राहुल प्लेज वेरी वेल. नाउ दिस वर्ड वेरी इज यूज्ड फॉर वेल and well is another adverb. तो आपने देखा ये adverb दूसरे adverb की भी quality बताता है. And in the last one, Rahul is a very good player. So player is a noun, good is adjective, and very is used to qualify good. Very किसकी quality बता रहा है, adjective की quality बता रहा है. तो आपने देखा हमारी classes में आपको ये सारे concepts clear मिलेंगे. Fine. Then what are adverbs actually? We are going to study the rules of MPTR, means what is manner, what is time, what is place, and what is reason. And the answer to all these questions are adverbs. So ये सब हम पढ़ेंगे. Means this MPTR rule means how an action is done, where an action is done, when and why it is done. These The answer to all these questions are called adverb. Then prepositions, how these prepositions are used, how the position of these prepositions is decided, and how they are used in your competition exams, error finding exams. We are going to start. Fine. And later we are going to study conjunction also. Conjunction, which needs to connect these sentences, which connects these simple sentences or what we call compound sentences or complex sentences with them. So we are going to study all the parts of conjunction. You can see here, there we are going to have coordinative conjunctions which carry FANBOYS rule. Fine. Then we are having correlative conjunctions which are always there in pair. And then we are going to have our third one, that is subordinating conjunctions, which are used with complex sentences. And the last but not the least, interjection, which expresses a sudden emotion. जो एकदम से जो हमारे emotions निकलते हैं, hey, hooray, wow, alas, ये जो भी अचानक से sad emotions या strange या surprise या happy emotions जो निकलते हैं, जो outburst होता है emotions का, they are included in it. Okay, so these all are things are part of word. ये सब word हैं, कहीं noun आएगा, कहीं pronoun, कहीं verb, कहीं adverb. अब इन्हें कहाँ रखना है, किधर आना चाहिए, ये सब हम इसमें डिटेल में स्टडी करेंगे along with our practice notes. And then these words, ये words मिलके क्या बनाते हैं, phrase. Now what is different between phrase and clause? आपको ये पता होना चाहिए कि phrase और clause में difference क्या है. तो phrase are group of words without verb. इनमें verb नहीं होती, इसलिए complete meaning भी नहीं होता. Now what are clauses? अगर हम clauses की बात करें, so it is not necessary that every clause would be independent or has complete sense. Actually clauses are group of words with verbs. इनमें verbs भी होती हैं, but it is not necessary that it is always having a complete meaning. कभी इसका पूरा meaning होता भी है, कभी कभी नहीं भी होता. So अगर complete meaning है तो that is called independent या main clause या principal clause, और अगर उनका complete meaning नहीं है तो it is called dependent clause. Fine. So clauses आप clauses और sentences में ये difference है कि clauses कितना भी meaning complete कर लें, but they are always a part of a sentence. For example, if we talk about this sentence, the train had left when I reached the station. तो आप देखिए, the train had left. Fine. ये अपने आप में complete है, लेकिन है ये clause क्यों? क्योंकि ये एक sentence का हिस्सा है. जैसे हम बाकी हिस्से को हटाएंगे तो ये एक sentence भी बन जाएगा. तो clause जो है, it is always a part of a sentence. And now the last one, what are sentences? Sentences क्या होते हैं? Sentence is a group of words arranged in a proper order to form a meaning, जिसका कोई sense निकले, meaning निकले. For example, he always wanted to become a writer. Now अब ये words है, I हमारा pronoun है, always हमारा adverb है, wanted हमारी verb है, ठीक है, to become हमारा infinitive आ गया, a writer जो है हमारा noun है. फाइन. या कैसे ये कॉम्प्लीमेंट का काम करेगा या फिर ऑब्जेक्ट बने, ये सब चीजें जब एक प्रॉपर तरीके से अरेंज होती हैं तो ये सेंटेंसेस कहलाती हैं. फाइन. तो सेंटेंसेस की स्मॉल यूनिट्स आज हमने देखी. वी स्टार्टेड विद फोनिक मार्क्स, ग्राफिक मार्क्स, देन proceeded to morphemes. Morphemes मिलके बनाते हैं वर्ड, वर्ड मिलके हमारे फ्रेज, phrases, clauses, and then later on the last thing, that is sentences. Okay, so these are few characteristics of a sentence. Sentences are the largest unit of language. A sentence always begins with a capital letter and it ends with a full stop and question mark or exclamation mark. हमेशा last में कोई ना कोई punctuation mark आएगा ही आएगा. And sentence always has a verb in it. Yes, the basic requirement of a sentence is subject plus verb. Subject एक बार के लिए आप उसे hide भी कर सकते हैं, but without verb, no sentence is possible. Okay, students, so this was the introduction of your course, which you are going to witness during our classes. So I hope you are able to understand the gist of all that you are going to study in our further classes. Fine. So for other queries, you can visit our website which is the website name is available here. You can see www.simplyclass.in. So you can go there and you can visit all the information of the programs are provided there. And there on the website, you can see that link where English Booster program is also there. So you can refer to it for the details. And for other courses also, other than English, you can refer this website. Okay, so let's call it a day. And thank you so much. See you soon again.